Hey, it is Andy from the FensePost Indie Music and Vinyl blog, and today we are going to take a look inside Skinty Fia by Fontaines D.C. The album was announced in mid-January of 2022, and it came out in late April after two different singles were dropped. First being Jackie on the Line, and the second being I Love You. Skinty Fia follows the 2020 album by Fontaines D.C. called A Hero's Death, which received many accolades. It was nominated for Grammys, it was nominated for the Brits, and for the Ivor Novello Awards, and it reached number 2 in the UK. This one so far has surpassed that. It has reached number 1 in the UK, it has reached number 1 in Ireland, it reached number 3 on the Billboard Heatwave Albums chart in the US. Let's dig into my thoughts on Fontaines D.C. and their album Skinty Fia. And I'll start by kind of reading off some of the promotional components that I saw out there, particularly at online retailers. Part bittersweet romance, part darkly political triumph, the songs ultimately form a long-distance love letter, one that laments an increasingly privatized culture in danger of going the way of the extinct Irish deer. So you can kind of see how Skinty Fia, the damnation of the deer, kind of brings everything full circle with the album art, the art title, and ultimately the content within, the music that Fontaines D.C. creates. My introduction to Skinty Fia actually came one day many months ago as I was scrolling, as so many of us do, on Instagram, and I stumbled upon them performing, and I'm going to butcher the title, it's the opening track, In Our Growth Godio, which essentially translates In Our Hearts Forever. They were performing it for Seattle's legendary independent radio station, KEXP. Immediately, it gripped me. I fell in love. To this day, that song remains really my favorite on the album. Others come close for sure. I mean, you've got Jackie Down the Line, which is phenomenal. You've got I Love You, which I love. And you have Roman Holiday, which gets played a lot, I think, on radio stations right now, but is also really, really good. So there's a reason for that. And overall, the content, as I noted, it kind of has that sound. It fits the whole thing, the concept. It works really, really well. I don't care that there are 5,000, 10,000 copies of this out there. It's worthy of being in my collection. It's a great album, and it's going to end up on many people's, many websites, many blogs, many individuals' top 10 albums of 2022 lists come, technically, next month. Now, while Fontaines D.C. can kind of pack a nice hard punch, their music has that ability to really drive things home. I feel they are their best when they weave in a little bit of emotion. They get that moody, brooding sound going, and if they pull that out of the guitars, and that's something they do really, really well in Roman Holiday. They do it really well in I Love You, which kind of slowly builds over time and then kind of erupts into this angsty anguish that almost kind of leads and pushes the song forward. You don't hear that on a lot of the other songs on this album, which really kind of sets it apart. Once again, overall, it works, it flows, it's got a nice rhythm to it that starts really strong, but not too strong, and then leads into Big Shot, and then you get a few songs down the line to Jackie Down the Line, and then Roman Holiday, and you've got I Love You, and then Skinty Fia right before that, and it concludes. It's just really good. There's a reason Skinty Fia got to number 1 in the UK, got to number 1 in Ireland, got to number 1 in Scotland, got to number 3 in a US chart in Billboard. To be honest, I'm glad it did. The more people that can hear this album and enjoy it and appreciate it, the better. Just my humble opinion. There you have it, Skinty Fia by Fontaines D.C. An album that is probably gonna hit my top 10 of the year. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Down in the description, you will find links to whatever I mentioned in this video. I will see you next time.